2018, Sajeet Manghat caught up with Sundeep Sikka of Reliance Capital Asset Management and began by asking him about the details of this acquisition.
I am very happy to share with you, we have entered into a definitive agreement with Goldman Sachs for their domestic onshore business. The total assets are at this point of time 7,400 crores, and the total valuation that we have given is to 37.5 million, which is about roughly 250 crores. I think it's a very interesting, if you were to look at this, it's the history of Goldman. I think Goldman had originally acquired Benchmark, which were the pioneer in setting up the ETF and the passive business in India. For us at Reliance, we have a very 20-year track record of active fund management, and this is one acquisition which actually complements our product suite. So overall, I think we believe, this gives us that advantage wherein we become one of the first asset management companies which on one side, on the active side, have a track record of 20 years, and also it completes our product suite by having also a ETF business and the passive fund management which has 15 years of track record.
What about nearly 4,600 crores as equity ETFs which are there in the Goldman Sachs AUM? How much does it increase your passive fund management by?
No, overall, I think we see if you were to look at it, Benchmark and Goldman, they were the largest in ETF, and we were the second largest. This gives us a strong position. But I think broadly at this point of time, ETF in India is very small relatively. But we believe going forward, the way it's been happening across the globe, ETFs will become big, and a lot of institutional investors, HNI investors have been investing in ETF. So going forward, we expect ETF to become much bigger than what it is today, and that's why I said this is a strategic investment from our point of view. Before this also, we have seen a lot of acquisitions have been happening in the industry, and a lot of those proposals had come to us. But I think we gave them a miss, but this is something which we saw clearly fits into our overall long-term strategy.
Does the acquisition also bring in the manpower along with them, or is it just the asset you're...
we will be also, I think we will be getting all the key employees of the company, and we will ensure that there is a smooth transition. And from an investor's point of view, if you were to look at it, we need to ensure that the investors benefit from the expertise. If you go back, Goldman has built up a very good franchise, and specifically, like as I mentioned earlier, when it started with Benchmark. So we clearly want to see that I think the entire expertise, the key talent moves to Reliance, and going forward with the expertise of Benchmark and Goldman and the brand and the distribution of Reliance, we clearly see this as a very big opportunity in times to come.
This is an all-cash deal, right? And by when do you expect this entire deal to be complete?
Yes, it's all-cash deal. It is all subject to regulatory approvals, so which should happen over the next 3 to 4 months. So broadly, we have to go and reach out to SEBI and CCI, and I think we expect to get the regulatory approvals in this fiscal.
You have almost 2.5 lakh crores under AUM, which is actively managed by you. What about growth of the mutual fund into various different cities? How is the traction coming from those areas for you?
Overall, if you were to look at, we as an asset management company, we manage roughly about 2,50,000 crores, out of which mutual funds is 1,55,000. We have been one of the biggest retail players in the country. We have been seeing investors coming from small cities and towns. But coming back to the specific acquisition, this is more to do with the way we see in times to come. While investors from small cities and towns will keep coming, we see a lot of HNIs, we see a lot of institutional investors who want to take a call on the market. I think they will start investing in ETS. We have seen institutional investors like EPFO, coal miners also starting investing in ETF. So I think we clearly see, I think this acquisition is going to be of a strategic fit to us.
What about the profile of the customers which are coming in as part of the acquisition? What is the profile of this?
It's a